What's up, guys? It's 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is a little something I like to call the rundown. Now, I haven't been on for a while. I was supposed to do a show on Saturday. I got sidetracked and I got really busy, but it didn't really matter anyways because I only had three picks in that whole card, and for the most part, all three went through, but only two of them was actually paying anything, and they weren't even paying anything significant. Friday I was gonna do a breaking down the books, and I ended up I'm in Montreal, Canada. We had a serious snowstorm, and I ended up getting stuck on ice, and I was stuck for about 2 hours. So I didn't get a chance to do a show then. By the time I got home, I just wanted to kind of decompress, and hang out. Shout out to my boy Jay Peso at George Dubia on Twitter. He got me out of a bind, and it's crazy because I actually drive an SUV, but I still got caught in the snow. But long story short, yesterday got sidetracked again. Had a little bit of family time, so I didn't do a show. Doesn't really matter anyways because you guys feel free to fade or follow anyways. It's not like I'm getting no likes or nothing from you guys, so I'm back today, giving you guys a little taste of whatever it is I'm on this board today. So, without further ado, that's enough excuses and reasoning and justification from me. We'll get right into the NHL, where we're going to start off with the Arizona Coyotes versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Coyotes been playing awful. Maple Leafs, I can't trust them. Maple Leafs, they're a heavy favorite, 52 cents on your buck. 6.0 is the total here. Honestly, it's an over or nothing, but I don't have a play in this game. I'm gonna have to skip it altogether. Big lean on Arizona, who's been really trending in the wrong direction since getting Taylor Hall. And mind you, there's been a lot of trades in the hockey season. The trade deadline has just passed, and there's been a lot of trades and everything. So there's been winners and losers in the trade. Did it pass? I think it might still be going on. Anyways, long story short, there's trades going on, and the deadline is just about to be on. So no play in the Toronto versus Arizona game. If I had to take a play, I would go with Arizona, honestly, but no play in this game. Next, we got the Detroit Red Wings. They're playing versus the Buffalo Sabres. This is basically two bottom feeders trying to get a win. Detroit, they're winners of their last two. I tell you guys all the time, the bottom feeders are not going to keep on losing, and Detroit, they're racking up some wins right now, and it's looking promising for next season. Don't sleep on them next season. But anyways, no play in that game. I don't like to bet on trash teams. Next, we got Florida Panthers versus the New Jersey Devils. Devils, slight underdog, 205 on your buck, and mostly because Florida, they're on a back-to-back. They just lost their game yesterday, and in the same time, New Jersey, they've been playing a really good game, but they've been playing a really good game all season long. They just haven't been able to close games, so they've been taking teams to the limit. They've been covering spreads, but they just haven't seemed to be able to capitalize at the end of periods. They either let goals happen, or they they give up. Like they either give up goals, they don't protect their goalie, they get ahead of themselves, and they end up losing the game. Recently, they've won a few, but it's anyways. Pretty much in this situation, Florida's in a back-to-back situation, and I hate to bet on teams on a back-to-back in the NHL, so I'm gonna have to stay away from that. Next, we got the Flyers versus the Islanders. Islanders, they're 76 cents on your buck. 6.0 is the total here. Philly is in a back-to-back. They were the ones who just beat Florida yesterday. I like. Not only do I like Islanders to win here, I like Islanders to cover the minus 1.5. Quite frankly, Philly is horrible on the road. They won their last game that they played on the road. They actually won it. If I'm not mistaken, it was versus Washington or something to that effect. But I can't back Philly in a back to back where they're playing against a team like Islanders who are trying to they're really trying to crack their spot in the playoffs. They're eighth in the Metro Division. They've been doing a really good job at trying to get W's, and I can't back Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, I can't back Philly on the road. So minus 1.5 as the first play of the game. 6.0 is the total. Even money either side. No play on that because not sure what Philly team you're going to get. But I like Islanders at the minus 1.5. They haven't been doing a very good job covering. I think that changes today. Next, we got Tampa Bay versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 76 cents on your buck. 210 to 1 for Tampa Bay, who's the road dogs here. 6.0 is the total. Um, I don't know. I don't really have a play in this game because if I had to bet, it would be the Pittsburgh Penguins. And at the money line, I don't feel like they're paying enough for me. Yes, they've been playing a really good game. Last time these guys played, From what I remember, Pittsburgh actually won. I might be wrong. Um, but from what I remember, the last time these two other, they actually Pittsburgh won. They, they have a pretty decent record. They've been holding it down despite having injuries and everything. 6.0 is the total here. I'd love to put the under, but I can't trust either of these teams to go under. The over is the only logical pick to pick here. I'm gonna go with the over 6.0. I could buy down on the hook at 5.5, but I like the over 6.0. Next, we got the Rangers versus the Jets. Jets, they're 183 on your buck. 6.5 is the total. Minus 1.5 for the Jets is paying almost 3 to 1. I honestly like the Rangers here, but the last time we bet on the Jets, they did what they had to do for us. They've been trending in the wrong direction, and I think it's time for them to turn it around. They have to try, and they haven't been as bad as they were to start the season, but in the same time, I can't put my money on the Jets. If I had to put my money on somebody, it would be New York, but I'm gonna have to skip on this game because New York on the road is not necessarily the most reliable team either. Next, we got Vegas versus the Wild. The Wild 225 underdog at home. 6.0 is the total. Vegas, they're a horrible road team, but Flurry just got his name cemented in the history. Well, not just because the guy has rings. Like Flurry has two championship rings under his belt. Might have three if I'm not mistaken. But Flurry's a champion. Um, and I'm not 100% sure that he's going to be playing tonight. He's not confirmed, so look out for that. I like the Wilds here. I like the Wild as underdog. Don't ask me why. I honestly like them as underdog. I think Vegas did enough winning on the road. I think they're going to go back to their old ways and take another L. But hey, last time I bet against Vegas, they ended up beating the Florida Panthers 6-1 or some crazy shit like that. So be wary of that pick. Again, feel free to fade or follow. Next, we got the Carolina Hurricanes. Sorry, going back to that Vegas versus Minnesota game, 6.0 is the total. You might want to pick the over. I like the under more than anything else. If Minnesota wins, I like Minnesota in an under game. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be a blowout. If it is a blowout and the game does go over, I think it's because Vegas wins. So I'm gonna have to stay away from the total just out of pure logic for my personal bet. Next, we got the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars, they're 83 cents on your buck. 5.5 is the total with a big fade of the over. 215 to 1 on the over. And I'm going to tell you right now that this game is going way over. Not only not only am I going to tell you this, not only am I going to give you the lean on this, I'm going to give you the over in this game. There's way too much juice on the under, and I believe with all of my heart that this game goes over. I might be wrong. I might fail in all of these picks. None of these picks that I'm giving you today are popular picks. Just to be clear, I might fail on all of these picks. So feel free to fade me. This is not. I'm. Feel free to fade me. But I believe in the heart of my heart that this game is gonna go way over. I think this goes to at least 7 goals. But what do I know? I haven't been the most successful with my parlays. I've been doing pretty all right or pretty decent with my singles, but I haven't been very good with my parlays. That's just me with the transparency, letting you guys know how things been going. So my singles haven't been doing too bad because as long as I win at a 50% or 60% clip for the most part, I make money because you guys know if you guys are following me, you guys know I give a lot and a lot of underdogs. I don't give a lot of plays that are paying under 60 cents on your buck. So for the most part, if I go 55%, I'm pretty much making money. But with my parlays is where it's the most lucrative, and I haven't been doing too good with my parlays, just to be totally honest with you guys, whoever that is that's following on a regular basis. So, with all that said, feel free to fade or follow my picks for tonight. But I believe in the heart of my heart that this game goes way over. I think there's way too much juice on this under. Next, we got the Chicago Blackhawks versus Edmonton. Edmonton has no Connor McDavid for the next 3 weeks. He's injured. 2.0 is the underdog on the road. Chicago. Um, I got another underdog here. I'm not scared. I'm not shy. There's a lot of hockey to go around. I skipped out on a lot of games. I like Chicago in this situation. I think Draisaitl plays extremely well when he's complemented with Connor McDavid. I'm not sure that Edmonton is really that great of a team. 83 cents is not that heavy favorite. 6.0 is the total, even money either side. But I really like Chicago as underdogs in this situation to get the win, and I'm gonna have to roll with it. Next, we got the Senators versus the Avalanche. It's Avalanche or nothing. Last time I told you guys it's Avalanche or nothing. You guys know what happened. Avalanche blew these guys out. It was like 6-0, 7-0, 7-1, whatever it was. It was a blowout, complete dominance. Here, don't think, oh well, it's a revenge spot for Ottawa. It's not. Ottawa's trying to get lottery picks, and if there's a if obviously if Colorado gives them a chance, they're going to take that L. If Ottawa, if Colorado gives Ottawa that chance, Colorado's going to take that L. But I don't think they're going to give them that chance. Colorado's trying to put themselves in a better seeding position. Mind you, there's only 2 months left, 2.5 months left of hockey. April 2nd, there's no more hockey. So these guys are trying to get all the wins they can, and some of these teams are trying to ruin your playoff options. So your playoff hopes. So this is not one of those situations where I think that a playoff hope is going to be ruined. Just a personal take, and that's pretty much it as far as that goes. I can't bet on the Colorado Avalanche. It's just not paying enough money. 35 cents on your buck. Might be paying 15 cents. At Mise which is the Montreal sports book or the Quebec sports book, they're probably giving you 15 cents on your buck. So just to say, I personally can't roll with Colorado's just not paying enough money. I fancy things that pay money. And the minus 1.5, I feel like it is kind of a tight spot for Ottawa. I think they're gonna try to bring the fight, so I'm not convinced that they're gonna cover the minus 1.5. And even then, when I do bet minus 1.5, which is the puck line, I like it to be over 2-1 because I'm betting on a team to win by 2 goals or more. So I would love it to be at least over 2-1. And in this situation, it's 95 cents on your buck. And in my sports book in Quebec, it's probably paying about 80 cents. I'm not looking at it right now, but it's probably paying about 80 cents on your buck. So I'd rather not. Next, we got the St. Louis Blues versus the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim, they've been trending in the wrong direction. Also, St. Louis reigning defending champs. They're on the road here. I'm not sure who's starting. Again, this is the rundown, so we're not gonna go through all the specifics. Like you guys want to know who's starting at net. You feel free to go and check that out yourselves. There's a lot of people who are expected. So even if I did tell you that this person is expected, doesn't make much of a difference because at the last minute they might change it. But I think the defending champs should be able to take advantage of this of this Anaheim team and cover the spread. But I'm gonna stay away from that play. If you guys have Anaheim, you're not crazy because they've been trying to get W's in any way that they can. So if you have Anaheim, you're not totally out of your mind. But be wary because the defending champs, man, they know that they need to be more dominant. Next, we got the Chicago Bulls in the NBA versus the Washington Wizards. And in this game, the Washington Wizards, they're 3.0 favorites. 230.5 is the total. I'd love to put the game over, but I don't think that the Bulls are that kind of team. Gonna have to stay away from that. Excuse me. Gonna have to stay away from that pick. I'm not convinced. Again, I'm not convinced that the Bulls, like, yes, Washington typically goes over, but I'm just not sure that the Bulls could actually keep up the pace. I'm not sure that they have that many scorers. A lot of those young guys took a step down. I'm not convinced. So, anyways, no play in that game. Next, we got the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Clippers. Um, in the Clippers game, we have Joel Embiid who just made like a tweet on Twitter, talking about seeing himself. Well, not seeing himself, but he made a post which was a cryptic tweet saying you either live long enough. Oh no, sorry. You're either the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Something to that effect. Basically, quoting The Dark Knight. And Jimmy Butler replied, all of this other stuff. And, it's. Al Horford recently said that there was some trouble in the locker room for the 76ers. I don't know. The Clippers coming off of a big win where they blew out the Cleveland Cavaliers, the worst loss in franchise history. Kawhi Leonard is coming back. I'm not sure that Paul George is going to be on rest. I don't believe he is. Quite sure that Kawhi Leonard is the only one getting that rest treatment. So with all that said, I like the Clippers here, but The Clippers on the road are not that very. They're really not that good, and the 76ers at home are a better team than they are on the road. So what I like even better than the total to go, what I like even better than the spread is the total to go over 227.5. So give me the over in the Clippers game, over 227.5. And I'm gonna live with that. Even money either side. Next, we got the Portland Trailblazers versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Portland coming off of a big win over the weekend. They beat the Miami Heat. They were upset about a loss that they took to the Utah Jazz off of a controversial call. But you know what? Suck it up, Portland. You guys were up 20 points and you let the game be decided by the refs. Eat your loss like champs. And, well, obviously, you guys are not champs, so you don't know how to eat your losses. No dissing, no disrespect. I don't mean anything by it. Just talking on a sports betting level. And as a fan, I know if you guys blew a lead that tremendous, and it's funny because I was talking to guys in the sports betting community during that game, and one person, mainly Kobe Williams. You guys could go and follow him at K Williams 811 on Twitter, or even check out his show at K Williams. Just bookiebullies.com. You type in Bookie Bullies, you'll probably see him also. And we were talking. He asked. He actually made the comment in the chat. Do you guys think that Portland is gonna blow this lead? And I said, I replied, don't they always? You know what I mean? Don't they always? And you know what? Sure enough, they did. So now they're on a. They bounced back. They got their one win. Now they're playing against New Orleans. 241 is the total. Even money either side. My goodness, 241 is a lot of points. I don't have a play in this game. I just don't. I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched. They have their big mans, they have their point guards, they got guys who could dish, they got guys who could pound on your head, they got guys who could shoot. Honestly, I think this game is really evenly matched. I would love to put Portland at the money line, but I can't. I can't. I don't trust Portland from the beginning of the season. I haven't trusted Portland, and they haven't given me a reason to trust them. Yes, Damian Lillard is on a tear, scoring like what, averaging 45 points or some shit like that, 42 points in his last 10 games or something crazy like that. But I just can't. I can't. So I'm gonna have to stay away from it. Next, we got the Spurs versus OKC Thunder. OKC 8.5 favorites. Believe DeRozan might still be out. He was out yesterday in the back to, in a situation where they were against the Denver Nuggets. Denver was down 23 points, and the Spurs blew the lead. It just happens. They just don't have enough firepower. It's too bad, and these things happen. 8.5 is the total for OKC. 218. No, sorry, 218.5 is the total for OKC versus the Spurs. I'd love to put the game under. If DeMar DeRozan is out, I like the under. If he's not, I don't have a play in this game. So as far as right now, I got the under 218.5. So there's gonna be asterisks. When I post this on Twitter, there's gonna be an asterisk next to it, basically stating that if DeRozan doesn't play, I don't have this play. So if you guys are watching, just know if DeRozan doesn't play, I don't like. If DeRozan doesn't play, I like the under. If he does, scratch that. Next, we got the Houston Rockets versus the Boston Celtics. Boston, they're on a serious streak. They just beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, who was also on a serious streak. Both these two teams were on good streaks. Thunder's got their streak ended. Now Houston, they've been playing small ball. They took a loss to the Utah Jazz over the weekend, but these things happen. I'm not sure how this game plays out. Russell Westbrook is going to be seeing Enes Kanter. They're good friends. They played together once upon a time. I'm not convinced that this game is going to go over. I like the under 232.0, but I'm going to have to stay away from this play. So that's pretty much it for me. No play in this game. I have a big lean towards the under. No play on either side, whether it's a winner or a loser, but I'm going to have to stay away. Baseball is coming soon. Baseball is coming real soon. The preseason is almost underway, and I'm gonna give you guys plays for baseball. That's gonna last until basketball season comes around, and the football season comes around. If you guys follow, you guys know I'm not that great in football, but I did give you guys the winners on Super Bowl Sunday. So that's pretty much it for me. Anyways, I'll tell you like I tell you all the time. Please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. And feel free to fade or follow. Also, go ahead, smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're posted anytime I post videos like these. So, with all that said, I'm going to give you guys the Bookie Bullies rundown. And starting from the top, we got the New York Islanders minus 1.5. Got the over 6.0 in the Tampa versus Pittsburgh game. Got the money line in the Minnesota Wilds, for the Minnesota Wilds rather. Got the over 5.5 in the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Dallas Stars. Got the Chicago Blackhawks money line, which just decreased. So there was a nickel drop on the Chicago Blackhawks. So they obviously know something that I know also. I got the over 227.5 in the Clippers versus Philly, and got the under 219.5 in the Spurs versus OKC, as long and at the condition that DeMar DeRozan doesn't play. If DeMar DeRozan plays, I don't like the under 218.5, which just turned to 219.5. So with all that said, I'm gonna wish you good luck, best of luck to all, and please, again, do not bet what you can afford to lose. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So be safe, be good, and I'll see you again hopefully tomorrow. Peace.